Cool. All right. Welcome to the director's commentary for our recent short film, Uninvited, from Pompaliwood Productions. I'm Kevin, the director, writer, and editor, etc., of the short film. I'm probably going to be talking quite in depth about, just everything related to making the film, from like production to post production, the cast and crew, and just anything like related to it, really. I'll be watching the short film first, and then like the plan is I'll just pause it and then talk about some general stuff as like the thing progresses, and then later on I'll talk about like the stuff that I haven't talked about yet, which is probably quite a lot. Recording, and that'll probably take me 20 to 25 minutes. I could be completely wrong, but we'll see. But yeah, that's basically it. Sorry again if my voice is kind of different because I am a bit sick and I will be sniffling throughout this thing, but it shouldn't really matter too much. But yeah, as I said, we'll be watching it first, and then I'll be pausing it heaps. So get ready. Alright, cool. So I should probably talk about this. This is just something I put together quickly for the film, like the place names that you'll see here, like there, Jimmy Street, Cleveland Drives. I just made all those up, and this probably took me like quite a bit of time to make as well. But oh yeah, and that shot right there of the guy walking past the candle was just my finger. So yeah, case in point, there was a lot of stuff was made up on the spot, but I made that after we shot everything as well. That was just filmed afterwards. And these shots here are just like we did the filming in the forest first, and then we did these shots. All right, cool. Mikhail on the left as screw me if I forget the name. Jules, and Matthew on the right as Gary.
You guys talking about Star Wars? Yeah, he thinks that you guys are better than Star Wars. It's true. I agree with Jules.
I got them to just make up that conversation for the sake of the for the film.
I'm pretty sure it's just Neil and. Yeah, I'll get that. Oh yeah, better not be Jehovah's.
Oh yeah, if you're wondering why like the camera is very shaky, other than it's just a handheld camera, sometimes it zooms in a lot. That's just to stop like the shadow of the camera from entering the frame. I had to do a lot of editing to get past that problem. That's why the thing in the back is covered up blue as well. The mirror. That's actually a mirror, by the way. Just so you couldn't see the camera that much.
Oh yeah, really cold. Yeah, better in here. The heater's on, mate. Oh yeah. But across the road, it's pretty dead here.
Like that's what I'm talking about. That zoom just then, it seems kind of unnatural. This one here, and that's because the shadow is coming in again. There we go.
Ooh, I love this shit. Alright. By the way, have you guys heard the new Joker trailer? Sorry, who's the Joker? Oh my god! Joker's Batman cartoon.
Also, I realize how sometimes you can't really understand what I'm saying because like the mic we are using for the camera, really just works to pick up audio in front of it and not so much behind it. Yeah, so that was probably one of the big cons of this.
Rich. Hey Josh, how's it going?
Right there. You can see the camera. I won't bother rewinding, but you can see the shadow again. That really sucked.
Yeah.
I tried my best in editing to get rid of that. Oh yeah, that's Luke as Rich.
Yeah, Bandcamp, exactly.
I actually forgot my line then, and Matthew just kind of helped me. Like, that was really good as well, because most of the time, people were just going along with what I told them to say and stuff, and they did really well. Like, the whole cast and crew went along with it, and it made it... Sorry, and it made it real, like, on the night, it was really hectic, but everyone's cooperation was really good and appreciated.
Baby shower, right? Supposed to be there. Baby showers on, not really my thing.
Yep, Luke with his great acting. It's really good. Yeah. But yeah, the whole cast and crew, just props to them, man. They did really well.
Guys, I think I'm gonna put a stretcher outside. Yeah. Bro, it's freezing out there. You're freezing balls off. Yeah, well, I hate to break it to you, mate, but I can't really feel anything at the moment. Me either. Alright, I guess I'm going with you guys. Yep. I'd say. Yeah. from breathing. Oh, boys, look at Jules right here.
Then the bass starts to kick in. Slightly. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, the audio in this is quite bad, I know. Like when I went back to look at it after screen recording testing. My voice is quite clear when I was talking. But the actual audio coming in from the screen is not that good, so yeah. That's Anthony as the Wolf Hunter. Oh yeah, I should have said at the beginning. If you haven't seen the short film already, do that first, because, like, obviously the director's commentary gives away a lot of things and stuff like that, so.
Dude, we should get back inside.
Great delivery from Matthew. Right, now, that cut was just like this shot right now. That was done by me afterwards, because, like, the original shot was, you couldn't see the writing as well. And I put the audio over it. And I love that audio cue from, I got it from freesounds.org. Most of these sounds were from freesounds.org anyway, so. They're really good. I like them.
What's happening? Oh, bro, we should...
I gotta say, it actually helped sometimes if people forgot their lines, because it created, like, this kind of suspense between the pauses. That was really good, actually. And I'm gonna pause right here because I know for a fact, right there, you can see the camera, like the mic, in the shadow in the top right there, and then, yeah, you can't really see it for long, though. I showed this film to my parents, and that was, like, the first scare that they got, just from a car standing up, and the things, yeah. That line was supposed to be not, you shouldn't wake people up when they're sleepwalking, and not just sleeping in general. Sorry, that's just my dog in the background scratching himself. It's so good.
I just had the weirdest nightmare.
What about?
Wait, what? That's close.
Yes,
yeah, to compensate for like the bad audio at times and how like unclear it was sometimes, I added a bunch of like sound effects and cool things like that to like compensate for it, and I actually ended up doing a pretty good job with that. Like with the strings and everything.
No, it wasn't, dude. I saw it too.
But I didn't want to overdo it as well, which I was starting to do. So.
I think most of them are holidays. Probably no point.
Are you completely sure about that?
Yeah, I'm positive that they're on holiday. I don't know. Maybe you can start calling again.
Yeah. And then very faintly you can hear the clock ticking. I realized as well later on it'll be like an analog alarm going off. And in this like shot right here, the black screen, it's just it's like an actual it's an analog clock ticking. So I understand how that doesn't make any sense, but sorry.
Really? Where do you have to go? Like
away from here.
Psychos out there.
Yes, I'm taking my chance. You know, be in the murder house.
Oh yeah. The two filming locations we had was my house and Pururi Park, which is like the forest place. And this is obviously the outside of my house.
This isn't smart at all, bro.
Anything's better than being here. We should be doing something about it.
Yeah, this like kind of conversation me and Matthew had ended up dragging on for like way longer than it should have, but I managed to cut it down a little bit and still have it make sense. So that's pretty good.
Jules, come on, man. You know what's out there.
Jules, come on.
And yeah, you might be thinking that these characters are kind of just like they do stuff and then they just leave the the short film. It doesn't really make sense. But originally we had at least maybe 4 more scenes that weren't included because of time constraints, which I'll talk about later on, of course. Like this is just like a general thing.
I was thinking maybe we should just give it.
Oh yeah, and the beeping was supposed to show that how it was like midnight and how they're running out of time. So.
Josh, you know what I mean.
And Luke's starting to lose his composure there with the
letter on that door, giving everyone spooks for some reason. No one can do anything about it, right?
Jules and Gary, they left, that's fine. It's their problem now, but staying put is obviously from Spyco. See, everyone did such a good job with the acting, it's really good. Oh yeah, and the random cuts, that's also due to, like, me taking out some swearing throughout the thing. Due to special requests from my friends, they were like, oh yeah, I'm planning to show my parents this. Could you cut down on, like, some of the vulgarities a little bit? And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And mind games.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Gary and Jules.
Gary. My favorite character throughout the whole thing was either Joshua, like, that's the character I play, or, Damien's character.
Okay.
And of course, here we go. Alright, I need to pause here. When he says time's up, that was made, I got a bunch of audio and filtered it through Audacity, which is one of the main softwares I use for this, and that was really, the payoff was really good for that. Oh yeah, and that jump cut, it took me, like, no lie, an hour or like an hour and a half to just get that, like, transition good, because the plan was, the camera was supposed to stay in the same place, and then he'd get out of the shot and then we'd start filming again. But we moved the camera when he got out, so I had to reposition it, and it was terrible. But I think that teleporting scene was quite good as well. It was quite smooth in the end. And of course, it's Tracy picking up. Alright, right there, I had to zoom in on that because, like, the original footage was just, like, not scary enough. So zooming in kind of made it. Yeah, and I'll tell you in the end as well why some of the scenes are kind of fast-paced and, like, some scenes aren't, because I'll talk about it later on. The very first scene we filmed that night was this scene. And I'll show some bloopers later on as well, hopefully.
There might be reception there, but I don't know.
Because Luke and I started to get, like, the giggles, and it was terrible.
I think I have a neighbor in these bushes that's camping, apparently. I'm not entirely sure if a possum or something, but, we should probably keep
the reason this, like, scene here looks different from, like, the following scene is because, we used different cameras, which we probably shouldn't have done.
I suggest that we just run for it. Yeah. Shh. Yeah, I saw it. I know what he's thinking. I saw it.
Yeah, I love the scene.
Why is it still chasing us? What if it went to the wall? I thought that was yours.
Yeah, like, on the lines as well, people didn't, like, memorize all their lines, obviously. This was, like, one long take. Like, despite all the cuts, that was just me editing out stuff, but this was one long take.
Shut it, please.
And people did a great job just memorizing what I told them to memorize.
Probably turn off. Torches off.
Oh yeah, that droning noise in the background, also from freesounds.org, I put that through Audacity. Sorry about that. And got a bunch of filters to play around with it, and ended up sounding really nice.
We have to stick together.
And I tried to make, like, the Wolf Hunter really, like, believable as well. I didn't want him to be, like, a wacky villain or anything like that. Yeah, Anthony did a great job with him. Yeah, this is the different cameras we use. That's why there's so much noise. Like, visually. And of course, like, the noise in the background, I just remembered, is louder as well, because I was talking quietly, so I had to turn that up. Oh yeah, and all the audio, most of it anyway, had to, like, be put through Audacity to get rid of, like, the background noise. So that took a while.
Time to call.
You should stop talking when they're talking. Okay, this scene is really good, because it was, like, it's a very important moment in the short film as well. We finally see the Wolf Hunter, like, full body and stuff. And I didn't want to make it, like, because, like, the scenes that were cut out, like I said earlier, they actually developed the Wolf Hunter more, but we got rid of those, or we couldn't do those at all. So this one had to be quite good.
There's no point hiding. Bring him to me, and we shall finish this.
Yeah, the joining noises in the background really completed, I think, like, the atmosphere and stuff.
I see. You haven't found it, or at least succeeded it. No matter.
And I love this bit. Like this. Yeah, that bit when the strings start picking up. I'll rewind that really just quickly. Wow, I'm going forwards. Am I? Oh wait, no. Here we go. Right now. That bit, oh, I love that bit. Yeah. And again, that's like a not so clear shot of Damien attacking him, or sorry, whatever his character is.
That was absolutely freaking crazy.
Luke did well again here with the acting.
Hey, give me my phone now.
Alright, and so far the feedback from my friends and their parents who've watched this scene, they couldn't really tell what was going on after this, and I'll tell you why as well.
I do.
Oh yeah, trivia. That bit with Luke going or whatever it sounded like. We did that afterwards, just to point out that I attacked him and stuff, and now I'm doing this to him. But again, it was quite fast paced, and a lot of our viewers got lost. Oh yeah. That was me saying like Wolf Hunter in different languages as well. Oh yeah, this was like the very last scene that we shot as well. So by this point, everyone was kind of tired. They did well.
The curse of the wolf has been transferred to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, those two noises that you heard, like the slapping sound and the like kind of wrench thing dropping, that was made post production. I got those sounds from freesound.org again. Just to point out that Damien attacked me, because you couldn't really see that by itself. And again, it was one of those things where the audience would have gotten confused. And then you can't really see it now, but he takes Luke. And I say it's done because I just transferred the thing on him. Oh, that's the other thing too. I added the drone noises to like let the audience know that the wolf hunter was coming before you could actually see him. So that was like a suspense kind of element. And then we finally do see him again, and he's very close to your face. And if you didn't catch that, that was supposed to be "What a Shame," but the audio, like when I run it through Audacity, it kind of played around with it too much and it wasn't as clear. And this is the final shot. Plural. Go back to the house, and it shows that, like, I'll just explain quickly the significance of the scene. It like puts into focus these ones first, these crosses, to show whether I'm not sure if my mouse actually comes up at all. Sorry about that. But the crosses on the right here, it shows that like the wolf hunter's been here, but like it shifts to the recent one, and it shows that his work's not been done yet. And that's the end of it. And that's really it. After that, it's just like all the credits and stuff. I mean, like the brief ones like this. But yeah, like I said, I'll be talking about like like the stuff I've missed, which is probably a lot. I've got my iPad here in front of me because I've got like a bunch of notes because I don't want to miss anything. Talked about that. Oh yeah, I should talk about just real quickly like the trivial stuff. Like we used a bunch of softwares for this. Well, I did. VideoPad, which is what we edited on. I'll show you later on. Sorry, that's my dog whining in the background. Let me just take care of that. And of course, freesounds.org. And we got a total of probably like 35 different sounds just from that to make the scenes more complete and stuff. What else? We used it says right here. Yeah, Audacity, of course, to run the audio through different filters and stuff to produce different effects. In editing, like by itself, I'll show you later on, but I've probably spent like 26 hours in total getting different versions up. Sorry, because like what I did was I edited it like version by version. So like I'd work on the audio, and then version 2 would be like the shots, and then etc. So this is just an example of this is the recent version 4, right before I exported it, and that's like, as you can tell, that's a lot of work, but it all paid off in the end as well. Each shot, each scene. I'd show you the other ones as well, because this is version 4. There's 3 other versions, but they take quite a while to load, just because how the files are so big and stuff. So I won't bother loading those up, but that's good to see anyway. And of course, if you go into one of these, just to give you an example, you go into effects, and they've got like, oh, maybe not that one. They've got a bunch of effects as well. Wow, okay, I'm just quite unlucky there. Effects. Get out. Wow, none of these have effects on them. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of just the whole editing process. These are the images we used. Audio files, like I said, quite a lot of them. I'll play one of them for now. Sorry if this is too loud. Might want to turn your volume down now. Oh, you can't hear that at all, actually. Go to bass stab. That's quite good. Yeah, that's what, like, one of the many things we used for the Wolf Hunter sound effects. Try and get one of like the string ones as well, because those are quite good. Like the tremolo ones. What's it called? Oh, here we go. Turn your volume down just in case. Right. Yeah, I'll stop that. You get the idea. And yeah, a whole bunch of these were just used to create the atmosphere, and that was really good, like by itself. When it comes to horror films, of course, the audio is like a really big thing. So yeah. Am I still recording? Am I still recording? Yeah, I'm just gonna check this, guys. Oh, I am still recording, because that thing was gone for a second anyway. So that's that. As for the stuff that I have to talk about that I still haven't talked about, so I've talked about softwares used, equipment, cameras, we used the Canon 600D and the Nikon D5100 from Anthony, supplied by Anthony, so thanks for that, Ant. I'm not sure if he'd want me to say his YouTube channel on this as well, but I probably wouldn't bother anyway. A GoPro Hero 3 Plus, and a recording mic, which I've completely forgotten the brand and model of, and of course edited on the powerful MacBook Air, so that was very good. So all that I just listed, apart from the last one, that's actually borrowed from the media studies room from school, so thanks to Miss Van Stockman for letting us use that. Because it's just like, that's probably half the reason we did this project anyway. Like, this wasn't for like a film competition, it was just because like we had access to all the different stuff, and we like making projects like these, so that's very good. And yeah, I probably missed a bunch of stuff that I was planning to talk about, but I'll probably cut it off soon. I'll probably finish off with just because we're planning a third project. Obviously, we're not quite done yet, guys. And Luke's supposed to be directing that, or Colossal Rooster. Subscribe to him on YouTube because I know he wanted me to say that. Oh, sorry. And yeah, but anyway, the filming date for that's probably like late January, but that's subject to change. Like all the plans we have so far are subject to change because we are busy students after all. And yeah, so if you'd like to sponsor us for different equipment and stuff like that, we're completely open. No, but seriously, we're thinking of getting our own equipment as well, and because obviously we won't be able to borrow all that stuff from the media studies room forever. So right now we're just saving up for a good recording mic and probably a stand, and later on a green screen. But yeah, and if I miss anything out now, I'll probably record it later on and just like kind of insert it here. But I'm pretty sure I've covered everything. Oh yeah, sorry, the insane film schedule we had. Luke desperately wanted me to talk about it as well, and we had to film all the shots in this, all the scenes, everything, like within the span of 6 hours virtually, because everyone arrived at around like 6, and then everyone went to bed at around 12, I think. All the shots had to be done in one night, and everyone had to sleep because we weren't allowed to pull an all-nighter, as fun as that would have been. But yeah, that's why we did the filming in the forest first, and then got that out of the way. And that's why all the shots are kind of like, there's many, like, this film was a great success and like a great failure in certain ways. The shots were like, the audio wasn't the best in some shots, and we didn't have the choice to redo them. It was virtually like a shot per take. I mean, like, yeah, a take per shot, I should say. And a lot of the stuff we couldn't redo once we'd done it, so that's that. It makes it a bit hard as an editor to like actually work with one take per shot because it's very limiting. It's very challenging to get all the stuff done. But like I said, everyone's cooperation and stuff, that was really appreciated on the night. It's very good. But as for everything else, I think that's pretty much it. Um, yeah, we probably if you want to hear like about our budget, uh, we probably spent like $8 and everything. Like the mask I already had, so I guess you can't really factor that in. I just kind of decorated it. I painted that Wolf Hunter mask. Well, the one black one. So that was basically free because we had all the materials for that. The machete, which you can't really see that much in the film, but the Wolf Hunter uses it. We already had that as well. The knife that Damien stabs the Wolf Hunter with, and this scene, blah 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 blah. You can't even see it that much, but we spent like I don't know $4 in it. Yeah, just around here. I won't bother going to the exact spot, but around this area when he gets stabbed, that cost $4. Um, yeah, I really think that's it. So I'm gonna stop recording now. Hopefully you've enjoyed this director's commentary. Uh, Credits to all the people involved in the film and the insane cooperation on the day. That was very appreciated. So that's about it for me. Again, I apologize if the audio is not as good in this recording because I'm just using the built-in QuickTime player on here. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, and this is my first director's commentary as well. So that's quite exciting. And yeah, that's about it. So if you'd like, you can look at some of these posters that we made. It's on our Instagram. By the way, we have an Instagram, and we like uploaded teasers. Like this is the movie poster, but we had a bunch of other teasers as well that went up like every few days leading up to the release, and that thankfully gave it a boost in views. So that's pretty good. And if you want, oh yeah, I was gonna show you bloopers. I'm gonna cut out a bunch of these a bunch of this out because I've just been droning on for quite some time. But my favorite ones. These are like to show you. These are all the shots we did, and if there were like 50 shots, we probably ended up doing like 54 takes. It was like our time was very restrictive. GoPro. Yeah, these are my favorite ones. These are just the shots of me doing the map ones, the map scene. But if you go into one of these, I'm not exactly sure what I think this is around the time when me and Luke started getting the giggles for the forest scene.
Hey, bro, I've got a torch on my phone. Here. Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, that was when Luke started laughing again, and then later on I started laughing, and it was just hell from there. Thanks for everyone who put up with our shenanigans during that filming. And then this one.
Hey, bro, I've got a light on my phone. Yeah, good idea.
Starting to laugh again.
Bro, I think we should try calling further up because there might be reception, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think I got a neighbor in here as well. No, what are you doing? You're like.
Yeah, that wasn't a great one, but basically what happened was Luke started laughing again. And then that was partially my fault as well. Go to this one, because eventually I started laughing, and then Luke was just fine. Was it this one?
No, Luke.
That was everyone complaining about how we were taking so long.
No, Luke. Stop laughing. No, why is your phone so weak?
Oh yeah, it was this.
Here, bro, I've got a light. Oh yeah.
Because Luke couldn't like something popped up on my phone, and Luke was having like a hard time getting around it and stuff. But yeah, if you'd like to go through all these raw footage shots, you can just kind of. We don't really have time for it now, but basically each one of these is just what we used in the film because we couldn't redo any of them. So yeah, that's basically it. That concludes this director's commentary, which has gone on for I don't even know, probably like 30 minutes by now. So apologies for that. Anyway, we look forward to the next project. If you'd like to see more content along the lines of Uninvited or how to convince people you're a pirate, just let us know. Likes and subs very much appreciated if you've got the time. But yeah, we really like making these projects as well, and it's great seeing people interact with us on like obviously YouTube and social medias like Instagram. So anyway, yeah, I asked the cast what they liked most about the thing. Just to conclude, like I swear I'm gonna stop talking soon. So I asked the cast like what they liked doing like on the night and what they enjoyed most about just like the film. So far only Matthew's gone back to me. He said I like the fact we got to film at different locations. And that was true because like I felt like having a horror movie just inside the house would have been boring. But anyway, yeah. So that's it for me. That's it from us, I should say. And we look forward to the next project with you guys. And thanks for being great loyal fans. So see ya.